Right, hello and welcome to the Geek Lab. Back in the early 80s, the Commodore 64 was the homework machine of choice. The problem was, sometimes you'd be able to afford the computer, but you, being a kid with pocket money, may not always be able to afford to buy the games. So, what you'd do, or if you wanted to learn how to do it, you'd start with something like the Commodore 64 user manual, learn the basics of programming, and then you'd have to spend many hours typing in these games. And from books like this, from magazines, etc. And then wondering where your life had gone wrong because there'd be constant errors, and it was either because you'd cocked up and copied it in wrong, or there's something wrong with the listing, at which point you could either figure it out, or sometimes it was just beyond what you could do and all your hours were wasted. Now, we're no longer in the 1980s at present, we're in the 2020s, and we have a new assistant to help us create these games without us having to type it all in, and that is ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT claims loads of stuff, and it actually can write software programs for modern systems. So I asked myself, can it write for old systems such as the Commodore 64? And how far can we go with it if we start at like a basic guessing game and work our way up to a full arcade game? What problems will we get? And will it work? Well, there's only one way to find that out, isn't there? So what we're going to do is use ChatGPT, obviously, to create games for this. I'm not going to use an original Commodore 64 just because of ease of use. You're going to have to be converting it, porting it over to the system every time. So instead of that, we're going to be using the Vice 64 emulator, because I can just copy off ChatGPT and paste it straight in there, and we can be running straight away. So join me as we go on this adventure and create adventure games and arcade games. See what the present limitations of ChatGPT are in this area. Right, so here I am at my computer, and for reference it's a 2010 iMac. It's not my main computer, it's just the one in the lab here. So we've got ChatGPT on the left hand side and Vice C64 on the right hand side. We'll get ChatGPT to write up the listings, copy them over to there. And in case things do go wrong, and to see where they're going wrong, I also have to hand this Commodore 64 user manual, which has basic programming in it. So we should see what's going wrong, maybe. So what we'll do, we'll start with a very simple game, very simple challenge for ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do is ask it to create a random number game, well, I guess between 1 and 10. Let's see what happens. Create a random number game for the Commodore 64. It should allow a player to guess a number between 1 and 10. This shouldn't be too taxing for it. So let's have a look what it says. Sure, here's a simple Commodore 64 basic program for a random number guessing game where the player guesses a number between 1 and 10. What I asked. And you can see it there. Quick scan through it. Looks okay to me. But if you're going to be doing this, I'll show you what happens if you try and copy this as it is. Copied. So if I go to there, copy that, and then I go and paste it into the emulator, you'll see what happens is that it really doesn't like it. Let's make this a bit bigger. There we go. You just get gobbledygook. Now the reason for this is generating all the text in uppercase. Commodore 64 does not like that. It wants everything in lowercase. So what we need to do is tell it to relist program entirely in lowercase. And it should. There we go. Ta-da! There we go. It's in lowercase. So if we copy that, we go to the 64 and type new, and we can paste. That's it. And it works now. There we go. There's our listing. So if we type a run, tells us Commodore 64 to run the program, obviously. Syntax error in 40. So look what's 40. Let n equals int rnd 1 times 10 plus 1. Now, okay, I have tested this slightly before, and I found that these rem remark statements can cause issues. So what I'll do, relist removing rem statements. That should get rid of them. Ta-da! And we'll see if that improves things. So if we go new again, and we edit, paste into there. Okay, and try it run again. There we go. Guess the number game. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Can you guess what it is? Let's go in the middle. 5. Too high. Try again. 3. Too high. Try again. 1. Congratulations, you guessed it. Game over. Thanks for playing. There we go. Simple game. It works nicely. What can we do? We can improve this slightly. So let's tell it, have the game clear the screen when starting, because that looks a mess. And also inform the player how many attempts it took. Let's see what it comes up with. Now it's a bit slow because this is a not fastest computer, but there we go. CLS. I don't think CLS is going to work. Let's just try. Does it? I can't remember actually. Let's have a look. One way to find out, isn't there? So we'll go to the Commodore 64. Type new, edit, and paste. It's already got print. Congratulations, you guessed it in attempts. Go to 100. Okay. 90. If G equals N, then print congratulations. 90. If G equals N, then print congratulations, you guessed it in attempts. Ow. Ah, right. What it's doing, I can see here. We're already starting to get some cock-ups from ChatGPT here. It's using full words for integers. So it's using the count. It's saying how many attempts it took, but it's using full words to store it. The Commodore 64 only uses single letters, so we need to fix that. So let's tell it the Commodore 64 can only use one letter to define an integer. Not that spelling matters that much on this. Rewrite to take this into account. Let's see what it does. Will it even learn from this? I doubt it, but there we go. Okay, CLS, guess the number game. Let A equals 0. Input your guess. A equals A plus 1. There we go. That should be better. So copy that. Go into the 64. Type new. Edit. Paste. Syntax error. I'm getting errors in 90. If G equals N, then print, congratulations, you guess it in A attempts. Go to 100. That's going off the screen. Go to 100. Now, will it be able to look into that and fix it? Let's have a look. Let's just tell it. I'm getting syntax errors in line 90. I see the issue. The problem arises because the if statements for checking the guess should be followed by a then, and the logic of the jumps in line 90 and 100 wasn't properly formatted. Also, goto should be used properly to navigate after conditions. Then print congratulations. Go to 120. Let's see. I'm not sure myself. Let's see. New. Paste this in. Paste. No, you're still getting. If G equals N, then print congratulations. You guessed it. Semicolon. A semicolon. Attempts. Somebody's probably looking at this and screaming out what the issue is. In fact, many people will be. Let me have a look. I'm still getting errors in line 90. Let's see what she does. Line 90, G equals N, then print. It seems to be coming up with exactly the same thing. It's just a shame that it can't give more details. New. Edit. Paste. Syntax error. Ready. Is it something to do with the formatting going off the screen? You guess it in A attempt. Or is it because of spaces? I don't know. Go to 120 space. Run. Yeah, I thought it might. Okay, that's not working, is it? Okay, I wonder if it's because of those semicolons. Let's have a look at that. Remove the semicolons from line 90. Right, so I forgot what they're called. That's going well, isn't it? New. Edit. Paste. Right, so if I go, I can't remember. Right, just type list, see what happens. 70, 80, 90 is not going in. So if I copy line 90, let's see if it's just because of the length of it. So we copy that. Oh, edit, paste, edit, paste. Syntax error. I wonder if it's okay, so line 90 is too long and causing a syntax error. Can you solve this? Right, so it's split them up. So let's just see if we can copy that, because I'm used to doing that. Okay, seems happy. Syntax error in 10. CLS. Yeah, CLS, it does not clear the screen. It's a poke code. Clearing the screen on a Commodore 64 is a poke code. Can you change this? Now, I don't know the poke codes. I actually don't know the poke codes. So let's just see if that actually does it. Run. Well, it changed the colour. It changed the colour of the background and the text. I know it's a special symbol, isn't it? So it may not... Yeah, it's clear home. So it's a symbol it likely cannot do at all. Clear screen has a special symbol. Can you rewrite line 10 for this? Interesting. CHS 147, it's gone for ASCII codes. Right, okay, let's paste that. Let's go new. Edit. Paste it in there. Interesting solution. Run. It did it. Wow, I'm impressed. So let's reset. So we can get there. You see, it does make mistakes, but with a little bit of thinking, we can get there. So if you remember, that's CHS 147, and we go paste, and some lines are too long. It's to do with the pasting that's causing the issues. So it's not necessarily ChatGPT's fault. It doesn't know that those lines are too long when we're cutting and pasting. So yes, let's try this. Yes, there we go. It's number 5. Too high. Try again. Your guess. 3. Interesting that the attempts thing isn't working. Too high. 1. Game over. Thanks for playing. So I obviously got it. I'm not going to go in and fix that, but we know that basically this is working. Could go and refine it and add extra stuff. But now let's up it a little bit and let's see if we can do a text game. So for this, I'm going to completely reset the emulator. Power cycle it. And right, let's start a new game. New game. Right, a text-based game for the Commodore 64, based around a Harry Potter theme. Now, let's see if it remembers what it did last time. Present the listing all in lowercase and clear the screen at the start using the same method as the last game. Let's see if it remembers that now. So let's see if it actually does that. This should prove interesting. It has. Wow. So we got 10 clear screen CHR 147. Welcome to the magical world of Harry Potter. Right. We can also see that it's kept out the remarks, so that's good. And yeah, looks very simple. Let's see if you're wanting to know how it works. It tells you there. So line 10 clears the screen using CHS 147 as discussed before. There we go. So let's copy this, stick it up the arse of the Commodore 64 and see what we get. Oh, we got a syntax error. Got syntax errors on 2 of them. 3. Right, we know what this is now, don't we? Some of the lines are too long for the Commodore 64. Re-edit and shorten them. You're right. Okay, you're right. Some of the lines are too long for the Commodore 64, as it has an 80 character limit per line. So there we go. We're remembering that now. So will it take that into account as we progress? Let's just see. I'll break the longer lines into shorter ones to fit within the Commodore 64 constraints. Here's the re-edited version. So that should work. Let's see. Need to put new in. New and edit, paste. That worked. So I've also learned from using this that the Commodore 64 has an 80 character limit. That is something over the years I'd forgotten. So let's have a look. Run. Clears the screen as discussed. Welcome to the magical world of Harry Potter. You are a new student at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. We could format this to make that text stand out better, but I'm not going to go into that. Before you begin your journey, you must choose a house. Choose wisely, as each house will shape your destiny. Will you be in Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, or Ravenclaw? Enter your house. So I've got to do the full name by looks of it. So Griffindor. Please choose a valid house from So what's it saying in the listing? Oh, it looks like, did I spell it right? Gryffindor. Please choose a valid house. I'm reading straight off there. Let's try. Please choose a valid house. Let's try a full puff. No, that's not working. So what we'll do, we'll go back to the listing. Typing in the full house names is causing issues. Rewrite so you can just type in the first letter. Well, that's doing that. Let's reset this thing. Okay, and let's see what it comes up with this time. Right, welcome to the magical world of Harry Potter. Yep, right, so it's changed it. Right, let's do that. Copy. And edit. Paste. Excuse me. And run. Right, so we'll go for Gryffindor. Please choose a valid letter. G. Y. Yeah. Please choose a valid letter. Let's have a look at the list and see what's going on here. Please choose a valid letter. G. If H $sign equals G, then let H $sign equals Gryffindor. Please choose a valid letter. Go to 120. Ah, it's got some sort of loop error. Yeah, there's a loop error. Wow. Right, so let's point that out. Lines 110 to 140. Send the game to line 120. They should send it to line 170. reset this. Okay, it's fixed that, so let's try that. Now give me to it 170. File, edit, paste. Right, run. Okay, let's go for Gryffindor. You have chosen Gryffindor as your house. Hey, there we go. You're walking through the halls of Hogwarts. When you find a mysterious door, there is a note inside the door that says only the bravest may enter. Will you open? Yes, of course. Please type yes or no. Please type yes or no. Why is it going? It's probably doing that. There's probably a loop issue again. Will you open the door? Yes. Input OS. If I go to 250, it's got another loop error. So I'm not going to persist with this. You can see that it's throwing up loop errors. On tests I've done before, it's actually worked quite well. This time, for some reason, it's throwing up these errors. Seems to have moods. But you could work with it, fix those errors, and develop the game further. So, yeah, it is writing the games, but you still need knowledge of how programming works to get this any further. Now, I was going to try a chess game next, but this is getting longer than I thought with this. So what we'll do, we'll try and jump straight to a arcade type game. So let's have a look. Let's try some sort of Space Invaders game. Okay, but what we've done before has not been wasted. We've learned stuff, it's learned stuff hopefully, and we can now apply that when developing this game. So let's have a look, see if we can do a full-on arcade game. Alright, okay, write an arcade game similar to Space Invaders, taking into account the things we have learned about programming the Commodore 64 from the prior listings. So let's see what it basically comes up with and whether it's any cop. Player controls, right, certainly let's create a simple Space Invaders style game for the Commodore 64, taking into account all the things we've learned about the Commodore 64 programming constraints. We'll keep it simple with a few enemies, a player controlled spaceship and the ability to shoot projectiles. The player controls a spaceship at the bottom of the screen, move left and right using the keyboard. The player can shoot upwards to destroy enemies. Enemies move back and forth and the game ends if an enemy reaches the bottom. Here's the Commodore 64 basic code for the game. Okay, it's remembered the clear screen, Space Invaders, the thing, and it's got sort of remarks, but it's used this little, it's using an apostrophe for some reason, and it's sort of formatted it as if it is like later thingy, so I'm not too confident with this. What I'm going to do to maximize our chances is remove remarks. Okay, it's come back without remarks, so let's see what that does. I don't think that end statement's going to help us. File. Let's just give it a maximum chance. Reset machine. Okie dokie. And let's paste this in and see how we do. Paste. It's done all the spacing. I wonder if that affects it. Run. Syntax error 120. List 120. No, without fat out, right. List 120. Well, true. Okay, you've used well, statements that are not valid on the Commodore 664. Rewrite using the correct format for the Commodore 64. Nope, Commodore 64. Also, remove excess line spacing. Excess spacing. Spacing at the beginning of lines. Okay, it's got another shot at it. Not too confident. Let's go new. And let's just paste this into where we have it already. No errors coming up. Right, I'm trying to scroll it there with my wheel as if it's going to do that. Space Invaders. Right, that's all went. Hey? Yeah, that's just not working, is it? Let's have a look. The graphics do not work, and there is no sound. What I'm going to do, just for this bit, I am not going to tell it what's wrong, as in at a programming level. I'm just going to say, this isn't working, this isn't working, a few times, see if it can correct it, without going into the programming itself. Because it is going to cock this up, I know that. So let's have a look. Right, thank you for pointing that out. Let's adjust both the graphics and sound issues. Graphics, Commodore 64 uses special character set, yes. Sound, we can use sound effects with the sound command. Printer poke. Right, let's have a look. See if this works any better. Copy. New. Let's paste this in. Edit. Paste. In she goes. Syntax error. Line 250. I will give it that one. Let's just fix that one. Line 250 is too long. Rewrite. And hope we can get something going on this. Right, here we go. It's got another attempt. Split that line up. Let's try. New. Edit. Paste. Let's have a look. Maybe syntax errors coming up. Nope. No, that sound isn't going to work. Run. Let's see what does work though. Syntax error in line 130. List 130. Print. Let's just fix that. Remove remarks. Right, okay, so let's put that in. Copied. File. Let's just type new. And let's paste this in. Let's see if this works. Not confident. Run. Yeah, it just comes up with that. So, okay. Possibly could get it going. Sound's not working at all. So, I think that's it for this video. Let's draw some conclusions here. So, as you can see, ChatGPT, it can do basic games, it cocks up, but if you know some of the language and how that works, you can assist it along to do these games. I mean, with enough assistance and teaching from you, it could probably do arcade games at a push as well. But at present, unless you know what you're doing, it seems it can't. It would be interesting in a couple of years to come along and see how far it's got, or try this with another AI system. But we'll see how the world is in 2 years' time as regards AI, and come back and revisit and see how far it's progressed from its state in 2025. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please like. If you've not, please subscribe. You can join us on Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. And thank you very much for watching.